Hey you guys, welcome to this reading vlog. So I am going to be running a few errands today and I have the nieces with me. So there's a couple of stops I need to make. One of the things I want to do this weekend is read and watch Howl's Moving Castle. I've mentioned it before that I have never read the book, so it is my intention to get that done this weekend. But in order for me to do that, I got to get some things done. So you guys are going to be coming along with us as we get some errands done.
Your destination by 4:06 p.m. The light. Use the left lane to turn left onto 54th Avenue South.
Good. Okay, I don't know about it being lightheaded. Okay.
This is so good.
You keep saying how good it is, but you Pam, I need you to eat though.
What else are you here for? I don't like this thing. You don't have to.
Yes, they do.
Sharks on.
You changing your mind? Okay, one thing.
She picked it.
What did you get? Corn
snacks.
puff snack. Okay. Both of you getting the same thing? What'd you get? Oh, a seaweed?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the lid.
Alright, and we parked over here. It has been several hours since I last saw you guys, or rather since you last saw me. So I came home from running the errands and stuff with the girls. I was tired. Came home, took a shower, and it took me an hour to get to sleep, to be sleepy. And I have to sometimes take melatonin to encourage the brain to shut up. So I want to say I maybe fell asleep at 8. It might have even been 9. I woke up at 12:30. It is currently 1:30 in the morning. I procrastinated and watched some YouTube videos. So many of you know I have another YouTube channel. So I'm getting ready to record for that channel because I need to get an episode up for tomorrow. Well, technically today. Today is Saturday. And I know you guys are like, what? You're up at 1:30? Yes, this is normal for me. It is not uncommon for me to wake up at like midnight, 1 o'clock. And really, during this time, the house is quiet. And then y'all probably wondering, when do you find time to read? I don't know. But I do. This can be at work, on my breaks. Sometimes I'll wake up a little early before I have to go to work to read. And then I'm not recording every night. I'm not editing every night. So that's when I also find time to read. Yeah. Okay, enough chit chat. I gotta get to work. Oh my gosh, it is so hot outside, and I feel like I sweated everything out of me bringing in the food, electrolytes, and peach mango tea. Yeah, so I spent an hour, a little over an hour in that line. So as many of you know, the dollar does not go very far anymore anywhere. I gotta do what I gotta do. So every so often I get up and go to a local food pantry, and even though you're sitting there for a while, it is definitely worth the wait. And I usually bring me a book. I did manage to get through a chapter and a half of Howl's Moving Castle. I'll go over that with you guys in a little minute. But I guess we are doing an unplanned food pantry haul, because I definitely was not gonna get up and go. I was tired. Y'all saw, right? Up at 2, 3 o'clock. Let's see what I got. Now, first off, I have a huge box of bananas, huge box of sweet potatoes. Like, there are several people in my household, but we do not, like, we're not gonna eat a whole box of bananas. Like, this could probably feed 2 families, maybe even 3. I'm definitely, so anything that, because I try not to be wasteful, so anything that I feel like my family won't eat, won't use, won't get to, I definitely reach out to friends and even coworkers sometimes to see, like, hey, do you want XYZ, right? So I'm definitely going to do that with the bananas and the sweet potatoes. 2 decent sized cabbages. You can do a lot with cabbage. Watermelon. I have 2 smaller ones. My mother loves fruit, okay? So I don't think, and she's just one person, but she will eat a whole watermelon in like 3 days. So I can't get rid of these. Some OJ, fruit splash ginger ale, low fat milk, bag of red potatoes, mini cucumbers. Definitely can make some salads. We just got, my sister went to another food pantry. We just got like a big thing of luncheon meat. You know, you can make salads or sandwiches. So I can definitely see making some salads with this. Oh, perfect. You can never have enough butter. No hydrated oil, 0 cholesterol. Okay. One of the pluses about going, besides like getting food for you to eat, right? Another plus to going to a food pantry is you sometimes get things that you would never get, that you have never tasted, that you've never seen in the grocery store. And you know, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna let this go to waste. Most of the time, I feel like some of the stuff I'm going off on a tangent. Some of the stuff, like, I will definitely try to see if someone else likes, is like asparagus. I've never had asparagus that I've liked. Okay, so sometimes we get asparagus, Brussels sprouts. No, thank you. But yeah, so that's one of the pluses, because then that sends you looking like for recipes and trying new things. So that's definitely a benefit. Oh my gosh, mushrooms. And you guys saw I just bought mushrooms at the Oriental Market. You never know what you're gonna get, huh? This is so funny. My mom was just talking about wanting some green tomatoes. Okay, if you are from the South, you know green tomatoes is where it's at. Okay, you know, fry this up, then you pick if you want some grits or just eat them by themselves, you know. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a surprise for her. And there is a myriad of cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, corn, cubanellis. Okay, I've never heard of cubanellis. Carrots. Oh, zucchini. I love zucchini. Fajita, tortillas, onion bread, bagels, and French bread. Okay. I am going to put all of this away. I'm definitely going to have to make room in the refrigerator, so that's going to take a little minute. And I'm still tired. Okay. So I'm probably going to try to get in another nap, and it can't be a long one because I do have plans to go out. And I'm going to take you guys with me. Maybe, hopefully I'll be able to do a little something at the location I'm going. Location. Like I'm going to a movie set. Oh, the book. So let me go to my room because my niece is like watching some video that's like loud in the background. So while waiting in line, I got through a chapter and a half of Howl's Moving Castle. I feel so giddy reading it, and it's completely it's really, like, so far it's good. It's really good, but there's some notable differences already. And I know, you know, when a book is adapted to a movie, you know, they can't put everything in there. There are some changes, but there's some really notable changes. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read the book, but one of the, like, major characters is dead in the book at the very beginning of the book versus them being alive in the movie. And I'm shocked. And I don't know why I'm like drawing a blank on some things. So that's why I'm excited to also rewatch the movie, because I don't remember Sophie. Why do I not remember Sophie having sisters in the movie? I don't know why. But Sophie has sisters in the book, and they're, at least the one I've met as a reader so far, is really nice. And it's interesting. So Sophie is the oldest of the three, and it's a little backwards. So as the oldest, it's this, I don't want to call it a superstition, but it's just this societal expectation that the eldest is the least successful. And everything I've read, and even, you know, in IRL, usually the eldest is the one that you think is going to be the most successful. They're the pride and joy of the parents. They're the firstborn. They have a lot on their shoulders. So she does definitely have a lot on her shoulders because she's working in the shop for her stepmother. But it's not expected that Sophie, you know, by her mother, by her father, by her sisters, that she's going to just have this big, fortunate life. You know, she's learned a trade, and she's able to keep a roof over her head and food on the table, but there's not much expected of her. Like, and she takes that on and thinks that she's just going to be this old maid. I really like it so far. Not sure how much more reading I'm going to be able to get down before I leave, because like I said, I'm going to be knocked out in the next 45 minutes, hopefully. But all right, you guys, I will see you in a bit.
Oh, and that's what they're...
Because you know what, us working
These are
till
the books that they're
6:30.
doing for this month.
This is on my list.
Watermoon?
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard that one.
Flirting lessons, alligator tears. Okay.
That's cool.
That's cute.
And the balance is here on the receipt. Nice to meet you, girls.
Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Yum, I did all right, y'all. Thank goodness for a recipe and patience, okay? Because I was definitely nervous. He's like, I found you a place to stay.
That's Howl's castle. That is not what I meant when I asked for a place to stay. Look at that. They call this a castle?
Thank you, Sophie. I'm the prince who's been missing from the neighboring kingdom. Somehow I got that blasted spell put on me.
I know that spell. A kiss from your true love breaks it.
That's right. So as soon as this war is over, I shall return.
I love it when you talk like that. I look forward to your return, big boy.
She need to sit her elderly stuff down somewhere. So I am here to share a couple of things with you guys. I'll start with my TBR for June. One of them you've already seen because I did a short about it. You already know it is Just Our Luck by Denise Williams. I got some thoughts, okay, on this. I will share it in my June reading reviews. Yeah, I'll leave it at that until next time. Next up is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. For some reason, I feel like I've read something else by her, but I'm not sure. This is a story involving fairies. So it says, ever since she was cursed by a fairy, Theodora Ettings has no sense of fear or embarrassment. An unfortunate condition that leaves her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but when Elias Wilder, the handsome, peculiar Lord Sorcerer, discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous fairy affairs. If her reputation can survive both her curse and her sudden connection with the least liked man in all high society, then she and her family may yet reclaim their normal place in the world. But the longer Dora spends with Elias, the more she begins to suspect that one may indeed fall in love, even with only half a soul. Someone says this is whimsical, witty, and brimming over with charm. I love a fairy read. And it's really interesting. She has no sense of fear or embarrassment. I feel like that could be a good thing. You know, like you given zero, you know what, okay? But fear, depending on the situation, can sometimes keep you safe. So, double-edged sword for sure. Next up is The Other Where Post by Emily J. Taylor. The main character in this book has a very cool occupation, one that I would take on, even given how dangerous it's said to be. So Maeve Abinthy has lost everything. Her father was accused of some very serious crimes, so her family's name, reputation, standing is gone. She receives a letter sometime later saying that your father was innocent. And she wants to find out who is the sender of this letter, because of course she's trying to clear her father of these crimes. And so she takes on an apprenticeship at the Other Where Post using an alias, where she will be trained in the art of scriptomancy, the dangerous magic that allows couriers to enchant letters and deliver them to other worlds. How cool does that sound? Maeve is concerned that her true identity is going to be discovered by others, specifically her mentor, before she's able to find out who sent this letter. She also starts to receive threatening letters demanding that she stops her investigation, or else she risks forfeiting her own life. This sounds super cool. The idea of a multi-dimensional postal worker. I'm looking forward to seeing like what dimensions or what worlds the author crafts for her, you know, the characters to go and deliver mail. Really cool. And last up on this month's TBR is Deep End by, who? Allie Hazelwood. Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. Swim captain, world champion, Lucas Blomqvist thrives on discipline. It's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement. And as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary, mutually satisfying fling. But when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realizes that her heart might be treading into dangerous waters. So that sounds really good, but of course it's all in execution. It's all like how the characters act. Okay. One of the things that comes along sometimes with reading these college romances is the immaturity level. And I don't necessarily mind the immaturity as long as at some point the character is written to recognize their immaturity and they course correct and they do what they got to do to amend things, and it's believable, So, but hopefully this turns out well. And then before I forget, I want to share what I got from the bookstore yesterday. It was my first time going to Tombolo Books with a new friend of mine. Tombolo is cute and quaint, and it was just really cool seeing so many different people perusing through the shelves, and everyone was really cool, and it's a tight space, but everyone's really polite, and it was just good vibes. The ladies working at the front counter, welcomed us in, and I'm always awkward because I don't do it that often. I'm awkward in public trying to record. And I try to make sure it's okay. So I asked them like, hey, is it okay to record? And thank goodness it was. But it was a really cool experience. There were so many books that I hadn't seen before on Goodreads, because that's where I find most of my books, if not recommended by others. And as you saw, like, I took some pictures of some that I want to check out to see if they're available at the library. But again, I did pick up a few things, just two. The first is a book, and I love the texture of this. Maybe it's just because it's a new book, but I love the texture. And look at the cover. England, 1840. The orphaned daughter of a white man and a black woman, an outsider with no fortune or connections, never expected to marry until Elias Blakersby, the scion of a fabulously wealthy family, arrives at her uncle's home, declaring a desire to make Orbella his wife. The new bride is quickly whisked away to Corrigan Manor, the Blakersby family estate, where she is shocked to find decay, skittish servants, and curt elders. This is kind of giving me Crimson Peak a little bit. Despite Elias's assurances, Orbella becomes increasingly unsettled. She has little freedom and suffers from fitful sleep filled with macabre dreams. Awakened by strange night noises, she rises from bed covered in mysterious bruises. Confused and terrified, she begins to question where her dreams end and reality begins. The longer Orbella stays in this place, the more she loses parts of herself. How long until she no longer exists? Last but not least, I got some cards. So this says, a game of storytelling. And that's what we do here, right? We read stories, talk about stories. It says 100 themes with 350 prompts for sharing your truest life stories. So they have a couple of sample cards on the back. A time you could have dialed it back. A time you had a new lease on life. I can definitely see doing a couple of videos where I, prepare and share some stories with y'all. I usually got something to share. But yeah, this sounds really, really fun. And it says you can play solo or with 4 or more players. Well, you guys, that is a wrap. I appreciate you spending your time with me, getting a little view into what a weekend looks like for me. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. Do all of the things, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you. And until next time, you guys, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one.